What's up? My name is Lauren. I am your resident intuitive baddie. Welcome back to my channel. I don't want to talk about expectations. I think a lot of people have problems setting them. I think for some reason we think it's really hard to do, but it's much easier than you think. And it kind of has to do with just knowing what you don't like, what you don't, or you knowing your standards and then knowing what it means to fall beneath them. I think a lot of people have internal expectations or standards. Let's switch it from expectations to standards. I think a lot of us have hidden standards, but the issue is one, we don't name them because we kind of, there's like this notion that it's, some of these things are common sense, right? But what I kind of learned over the past few days is what's common sense to you might not be common sense to me. Everybody grows up different. Had to wait for the train to go by. But everyone grows up different, right? Everyone's raised different. Everyone's raised with different standards. So the standards that you might have been raised with in your household might not have been the standards somebody else holds. So it's about being aware enough to know what those are and then to name them, so that then once the expectation is set, you know if someone is crossing it because you named it. But if you don't name it, you can't get mad at somebody for crossing an expectation, falling below a standard that you never set in the first place. I feel like that's how a lot of friendships end, or just problems arise, is that some people have standards and they don't say anything about it. And then the second part to that is, if you're aware of your standards, you can also hold yourself to those standards. That's also where a lot of people fall, I find, is that we have standards for other people, but then when it comes to ourselves, we're blind to it. So don't be blind to it. Sometimes how I look at it, or no, not sometimes, all the time, is when someone's reflecting an energy to you, you reflect that back in some shape, in some sort of form, in some way. It's somewhere in your life. It's not a direct translation. It just means you're doing the same thing. So it's like, for example, if someone's avoiding you, it's because you are probably avoiding something in your life, whether that be making a move you know you're supposed to make, or saying something that you've been wanting to say that you've been telling yourself doesn't matter, it can wait, or it's not that important. No, it is fucking important. Because every time you let the standard go, whether it's within you or with other people, there's a part of you that clocks that you're not saying something when you want to. And that little thing trickles into everything in the subconscious. Because you're signaling to yourself that you will shrink yourself for other people by not saying anything. And for the times that you actually don't have the chance, when you don't want to be chasing people, it's just important to find some other way to express yourself. Just be aware of your emotions. See what they're connected to. Why do they arise? And see why you have the standards you have. And then live by them. Because if you know how to treat yourself, people know how to treat you. Because you're displaying to them how to treat you when you treat yourself. All right, I think that's the message. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this resonated in some way, shape, or form. I think that's what I was trying to say earlier, but I started with form, and I got confused. But yeah, until next time, goodbye.